If you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now back to the Wisconsin Vegetable Garden Radio Show.
Check, check. Is anybody still listening? Anybody out there? Check, check.
With your hosts, Joey and Hallie Baird.
We all have problems in our garden, and sometimes ill-informed or uneducated gardeners, weekend warriors, will just go to the garden center and see a product that is labeled weed killer or bug killer or specific, problem in the garden.
Like
and
this helps XYZ, hopefully.
Right, and they pull it and they bring it home and they apply it, and whether it works or not, that's not really the conversation which is important here. It's understanding the product in which we're using, the end result that it has, not only for the environment in our garden, but how it affects us as human beings, our nervous system, our insides. And we're going to go over 4 products here. It's not that we're slamming the companies per se. It's that we want to inform you that these products exist and what happens to the plants, the bugs, when using them, and the environment. So the first one we want to talk about is Sevin, and it's spelled Sevin.
And a lot of people use this.
When I grew up, and where I still go and visit, we'll just put a little Sevin on this. That'll fix the problem. We'll get rid of these bugs.
Right, and people who consider themselves even organic gardeners that don't use Roundup or don't use pesticides or whatever, they still use Sevin, and it's not good. I don't know how it got known as it's okay for your plants, because it is safe for your plants. It's typically a powder, sometimes a spray, but it's typically a powder. And the problem is that it's harmful to you and your pets. Most of the time people use the powder, and if you inhale that powder, it's not good for your lungs. It can cause things like convulsions and comas. And just
based on your body chemistry, whether you inhale a lot or a little, it can have this effect. It is a nerve toxin agent.
It's a nerve toxin agent, which means that it can affect your nerves quite a bit and fast.
So you're putting on your plants to kill Japanese beetles, whatever the other cases, the other bugs there. Not only is it going on your plants, it's going in the air. You got possible pets running through your garden. You've got your children that are eating these vegetables in which you're putting the powder on. And the other thing you need to be aware of, when you read the back of the instructions on the back of the bottle, which some people choose not to do because they feel, okay, I'll just sprinkle it on and be done, it says from application to harvest, you have to have 21 days of no harvest before it is deemed safe to harvest the product in which that was applied 21 days ago.
Right. So, and I don't know about anybody else, but my niece and nephew, they like vegetables. They know the vegetables come from the garden, and they are not opposed to going out there and
on their own
and picking a vegetable off the plant. My brother-in-law just picks onions at his leisure. So if you put this product on your plants and you have children, or you have a spouse or roommate or a partner or whatever that is going to not wait 21 days to eat that, it could be problematic.
So that's one. So keep that in mind. Another one is the Preen. There's a Preen, which is a plant.
Preen is it's used as an herbicide.
Okay.
And so it's a non-emergent herbicide, which means that that most people put this down before the weeds come.
So you plant your plants, and then you apply this granular material around the plants to prevent the weeds from germinating.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what you do.
The problem with this application is
it's called. It has a main ingredient. It's hard to say. It's called Trifluralin.
That's correct.
And that's the ingredient. It's very harmful to aquatic life. So any of these chemicals that are not deemed as by OMRI or organic, they will cling to water molecules. They're not water soluble. They cling to water molecules.
Bond to it and then travel with the water.
And then they travel with the streams and all of that. So you might think, okay, well, I don't have a fish pond in my backyard. No, you probably don't. But you have a storm drain, and it's going somewhere.
Real quick, OMRI, OMRI. When you see this on a label, what does that mean?
It basically means that it's a government certification that it's an organic type product.
And you want to look for that, and that is the requirement that certified organic growers have to use in order for them to still stay certified organic.
Right.
And that crop, yeah.
The next one we have is called I don't really know how to say this, but it's Sethoxydim.
Yeah.
And it's a selective herbicide that will kill only grassy-type weeds. But, so I know like a lot of people will have something called Bermuda grass. I don't know if we have that here or not. But I'm not really too concerned about grass. However, it does kill that grass. The Bermuda grass is aggressive, and it's kind of a stronger grass. So what it does is it does kill that. And, however, just like a lot of these other ones...
Here's the problem with that, just killing that grass aspect of it.
Yeah, so the problem is just like all the rest of these, it's harmful to you, it's harmful to your pets, it's harmful to your children. If you're not applying at the right time, it's going to be something that is going to just spread. And again, it gets into the waterways, it gets into if you have a septic system, it can cause problems there. So there's a lot of different dangers there.
And then we want to talk about the elephant in the room. We all know what the weed killer is that everybody goes and buys for their sidewalk cracks, their patio paver cracks. It's Roundup. Yeah,
Roundup. So it's also known as glyphosate. And the problem with Roundup is that...
From an aspect of what it is intended, the end result is, it's a phenomenal chemical to use.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But you have to be... First of all, you have to read the directions. And any of these chemicals, you have to read the directions. So a lot of people don't do that, or they just, oh, well, this is what my neighbor does, blah, 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 so that's what I'm going to do. So you have to do it properly. And Roundup, if you spray and it's above 70 degrees outside, it doesn't necessarily just only make direct contact with whatever you're spraying. It sits in the air, and then it can move. It becomes airborne at that point, which is problematic.
Let's go to the Ivy Organics 3-in-1 Plant Guard hotline. In a moment, we'll go to the 3-in-1 Plant Guard hotline. So here's the other thing with with the glyphosate, the Roundup. Farmers use this all the time. This is called Roundup Ready soybeans, cotton, clover, corn. You spray it on the field. These are genetically modified corn crops. So the DNA has been altered in order to absorb that chemical, the glyphosate, the Roundup. So it kills everything except for the crop in which it was intended to, what is growing. So people say, well, we don't want to eat GMO corn, we don't want to eat soy, all that stuff, and it's to the level of it's not so much the DNA structure has been altered, it's the chemical that has been sprayed on these crops, that the crops have absorbed that glycemic, or the glyphosate in it, and then you're consuming it. And there's a lot of medical issues that people have said has arisen from ingesting those chemicals that are in those crops. And now the problem that we have in the agricultural world is 20 years ago, everybody was spraying Roundup on their crops.
Right. So now it's because these plants are becoming less resistant.
The weeds are
becoming less resistant to the glyphosate, which is causing things like super weeds to grow.
So what happens then? They go into the lab and they create an even more toxic and powerful Roundup or chemical in order to spray. So then they have to go in and alter the DNA of these crops to handle that more toxic level of spray in order to kill the weeds and not the crops in which the farmer is trying to grow.
Yeah, it's definitely...
It's an evil cycle.
It is an evil cycle.
And I'm not blaming the farmer for this. This is the box in which they have been put into in most aspects. Because of hey, we'll give you this if you grow this, that type of thing. It's their livelihood. It's either do this or nothing at all, that type of thing. Real quick, let's talk about Biosafe. We talked about a little bit about the first segment. What is the active ingredient in Biosafe, and why is it not as bad?
Right, so Biosafe is made with Ammonium, nonanoate, and it's a broad-spectrum contact herbicide that has no soil activity, and it's water soluble. So what that means is that it's water soluble, so it's not going to run into your water stream and cause problems. So it gets rinsed out with water. And non-soil activity means that it's not affecting your soil in a negative way. So it's not killing things in your soil.
It's not, yeah. So keep that in mind.
And so just so you know, ammonium nonanoate is made from ammonia and nonanoic acid. And it's also found in things like apples, grapes, cheese, milk, rice, beans, oranges, potatoes, and other non-food sources. So it's something that exists in nature as is, but it's used in a high concentration in Biosafe.
So when just keep that in mind. when you're using chemicals. Sometimes the application is correct, follow the directions, and sometimes it's not safe at all.
Thank you for checking out the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener radio show. For more, go to the WisconsinVegetableGardener.com for full-length in-studio video and podcast replay of Season 1. Season 2 underway and added weekly. Tweet us at TWVG Show or hashtag TWVG to be part of the program.